Bechtel. Halliburton. Oh, does the clock take it a little bit here? Does it? You bet it does. Who was the CEO of Halliburton in 1998? Oh, now you think Dick Cheney is going to turn around and pay billions of dollars in lawsuits when he could get with some of the boys from the military industry, the weapons industry? He could get with Nathan Rothschild, the international banking family, owns 95% of the world's wealth. He could get with David Rockefeller, one of the twins. He's a point man for all those knuckleheads. And it was more convenient because it would have cost him $1 billion just to put up scaffolding. And another $1 billion to take out the asbestos in the Twin Towers. Come on. I've never had more than $10,000 in my pocket at any one given time. But I can tell you, I know how to think like a capitalist. A corporate black operation, because that's what 9/11 was, a corporate black op. I know that it was easier to drop those buildings with explosives, with the appearance of a remote-controlled air attack from the top, drop those buildings, let that asbestos go all over the place, killing thousands, almost 50,000 people are dead, first responders from the asbestos that, what was her name from the EPA? Told us Christy who? Doesn't sound right. Christy, oh, who cares? Right? But she told them that she was the head of the EPA. Whitman said, sort of like Walt Whitman, the guy in Texas down there shooting 13 people. But she killed a lot more than 13 people. She allowed thousands to die, dying right now from lymphatic, however you want to call it. They're dying from lung disease. They're dying slowly as we're talking. And we've met some. Tony Hall and I met a beautiful young lady over there. Where was that, Tony? Toronto? Young girl, still fighting like hell. Young woman. Thought she was doing the right thing, man, up on that pile, trying to save people's lives. She was lied to. She's dying. She may be dead now, even as we're talking. So anyways, so they dropped the towers for the Bushes. Oh, how sweet. Well, when we drop the towers, then let's go. Well, let's blame it on some Arabs. Let's blame it on some spook by the name of Osama bin Laden. Let's say he's in Afghanistan and we got to catch him in some cave because when there was still some semblances, they had to recognize international law. Well, before we can get into Afghanistan, we'll be violating their sovereignty. And so what we have to do is in order for us to get there has to be a legitimate, recognized government. Now, we both know that Tony Blair, Dick Cheney, and his national energy policy prior to 9/11, they all got together with the Bush family down in Crawford, Texas. They all sat down and discussed they actually had brought Taliban representatives there. And they basically told them in these meetings, listen, you're going to give us access to the Caspian Sea oil and gas. Now, you have to understand, anybody ever see pictures of the Caspian Sea basin, how it's cut up like a turkey or like a piece of beef, how they got the dotted lines, who owns what? Well, has anybody? All right. I know there's more than one researcher in here, but we had to see that because you look at there and all of a sudden, oh, well, this part belongs to Exxon. This belongs to BP, Chevron. What's the French company's name, the big one?
Total.
That's it, Total. Okay, and then, hey, guess what? Guess who had a real big chunk? Hey, Fat Albertan Oil here. Alberta Oil.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you guys ever see that TV show? Hey, Fat Albert here. I called him, hey, Fat Albertan here. Anyways, I say a lot of stupid things sometimes. But anyways, I say some smart things too. So here we are. It's already cut up. They already know. They're already fighting. Oh, so, yeah, but you know what? Okay. So the only way we can get over there and bomb the hell out of it when they have the Taliban sitting down and negotiating and tell the Taliban they're receiving them so pompous and so pious and they receive them as royalty. But then when they get down and they sit down, the brass knuckles, the brass tacks, it says, sorry. Okay, listen. They said, no, we don't want to get rid of our oil, our gas. No, we're not going to do that. No, we choose not to. And by the way, we have also arrested and put an end to all the poppy heroin products coming out of Afghanistan. And we're not going to put the farmers back in the field. Oh, okay. So then the response by the Bush team, the Cheney team is, well, you know what? You can either accept this carpet, your streets can be paved with gold, or we're gonna bomb you with a carpet of bombs. Now you make the choice. This is in 1998, folks. Okay? So now the only way that they can get in there into Afghanistan is to pretend that some Muslim, some Arab by the name of Osama bin Laden with 19 Saudis with box cars, with box cutters, defeated the world's greatest military air defense in the world. And the only thing that came through all the explosions were bodies and bones and metals, and everything else were cut into 30-foot sections, thrown 600 feet out. Everything was turned to hot powder, and the only thing that survived was the idea of one of the Arabs. How stupid! How stupid do you think we are? And yet, you know what? People still believe that BS. Well, anyways, I'm not one of them. I'm sure you are. Is there anybody in here that believes it?
No.
I mean, for real, is there anybody in here that believes that crock of stuff? I didn't think so. Thank goodness. All right, because if you were, I'm sorry, we'd have to show you the tour because it's just, I mean, we believe in free speech, but listen, if you're that far out of it, you're not going to make it through what's coming. You are not going to make it through what's coming. Okay. At 10. Oh my goodness. Well, you know what? You want to see a wind down? I'll show you a wind down. Okay. A good wind down. Okay, listen, I was coming to that anyways. Right. So anyways, so Dick Cheney, so they blow the buildings, plain and simple. And that research, if you want to know where that research came from, it didn't come from me. I researched Kevin Ryan. All right, research Kevin Ryan. Look up the facts on how he had his analysis and all his statistics about who dresser industry, Kevin Ryan, dresser industry, Bush families, Halliburton. Bingo, you got that piece of the puzzle. All right, the piece of the puzzle that I dug up initially a year ago at this time. I did a big talk in Victoria called 9/11 Follow the Money. If you haven't seen it, go to my website, splittingthesky.net, and look at everything that's on there. Now, it's splittingthesky.net. Okay, so then I identified that if you want to know who did what in any situation, follow the money. So what I did do is I identified 33 corporations